Because in real estate business, when there's a saying that they say, when knowledge is not known, or when purpose is not known, abuse is even inevitable. That is one of the sayings that we should hold very, very close. If you don't know something, you don't know it. If you don't, knowledge is powerful, but the application of it, that is the mastermind. And that is some of the things we want to share with us today. You know, someone shared a little story with me about a particular building, and the building actually was owned by the parents. I'm still going to talk about it at the end of my slide, but let me just give us a startup. The person came to me that the house has been, they've laid an ambush on it. They asked everybody to move out. They want to sell the house. And the person that bought the land, their parents have died. They've all gone. So the community head came to them and asked them that they want to sell that particular house. It is not a land, it is a house, so they built on it. And at the end of the day, they took it to the next level, and as I speak to us, that particular building has been sold by the community leader. The children were so sad, they were crying and all sorts. And one of the questions that I asked is, do you guys have documents? Do you know what happened? The only thing they have is a receipt. Anybody can forge in a receipt. I can quickly go and do a receipt of any sort now and give you. But when you lay your hands on a document, a genuine document, there is nothing that can set you back when it comes to the issue of real estate. So I'm going to give us some of those documents that are very, very key. If you have your pen, you can write those things down, because you can't get it anywhere. The only place you can get it is from legal practitioners that you will pay for before they tell you. So I'm going to run it down now for us to have an idea of what land documentation is. And I believe at the end of this slide, you get value for what I'm going to give to us. It's something that so many of us will really value, because it will help us a great deal, either in the present or in the nearest future. It will help us a whole deal. 60% or 70% of all the houses we have in Lagos, from research, virtually 60% of them do not have valid documents. That is the research, and that is the truth. Most of them, if you go and ask them, it is their parents that bought those buildings, and you discover that what they have is only receipts. They don't have valid documents. What document do you need to own your own land or your own houses? So those are some of the things I want to quickly share. Then, if time permits me, probably the next lecture, there's something I'm going to share with us. Land measurement, some of those terminologies that you don't understand about real estate. I'm going to share it with us probably next training. Something that is very, very powerful that you will learn a lot from, that probably people have not told you before. So let me start with it. What do we understand by that word itself? Land documents. Something that shows a proof of ownership. That is what document is. Can we move, Mr. Gospel? All right. As you can see, it's something that I will just be explaining to us. Some of those documents that are very, very important to us, so that we understand them. Please, if you can write as fast as possible. The land title is very important. It's very important as it proves ownership, like what our uncle said. It proves ownership of the property. It's also a valuable asset. Do you know that when you want to sell a land or a house, one of the things they buy, let me tell us the secret. Now, one of the things they buy is not the building that they are looking at. The building is just feasibility study. They want to see how big the building is. The major thing people buy, let me tell us the secret, is the document. Go and find out from any real estate engineer or surveyor. What people buy is documents, not that apps. Now, for example, if we have a building at this side and we have a building by this side, and this building is bigger than the one at my right hand side, this bigger one has no document. They are on the same location. This small one has document, a verified document. Do you know that this one, if peradventure they want to sell it and they are selling it for 5 million, this particular one that will not have document, the one that has document that is even smaller, they can afford to sell it for 20 million. Why? Because it is the document that determines the value of a land or a building. That is just the secret of life. So those are some of the things that we should have at the back of our mind. We want to make money, big deal in real estate. So like we said, it's a valuable asset. People use it for loan and mortgage. Like I said, when you go to the bank, you know, a friend of mine wanted to travel and they needed money. One of the things they used to travel, they used their documents at the bank. They used it in exchange for cash. They submitted their documents in the banking sector and they gave them loan. Now, why don't we ask ourselves that those bankers, when they go to the house and they verify and see how big the building is, that does not mean they will give you money until they check those documents before they can process it and get you a loan. And we see the difference now. It is not the building. I don't want us to mix it up. It's not the building that gives us the value. It is the document. So that is why I'm saying that some of those things I'm going to share with us now is something that is valuable and worthwhile. Next slide. Now, types of land documentation that we have. Number one is freehold title. Like we said, it reigns supreme when it gives property ownership. It gives the property as ownership that you own this particular property. That is what we call freehold. You own it. That at every first instance, you know that this particular property is mine. That is what we call a freehold. You own it at the first instance. There are some other things that will come thereafter, that ownership of that property, but this is the first thing for you to own a land. The last slide, the second one, please let's be fast, is this is very, very important. Deed of assignment. This is very, very assignment. I'm going to explain this a bit. What deed of assignment means, from what you said here, it refers to legal backing or legal transaction between two partners. Yes, the reason why we use that statement, two partners, is we can have a deed of assignment for between myself as a real estate owner and a family or omonile that owns the land. Can you see that it's not between me and ordinary buyer? It's between me and omonile, a family. Me that want to do real estate business, I want to buy land in big quantities. When there is deed of assignment, there is a transaction between myself, which is the real estate owner, and the family of the landowners. You cannot remove family of landowners from real estate business, or else you don't own any land. You buy it from them. From the inception of our creator, like we've known, they said it is God that owns the land. But somehow it is people that will possess that land. Have you ever asked you who is the first person that sold the first land? And we trace it back. Who owns the land? That is why they concluded that and said that it is the Lord that owns the land. God owns all the land. So when we trace it back to the first generation, who owns the first land? The land that we are in now, this ocean now, if you trace it to the first generation of people that own this land, you will discover that they didn't buy the land. That is the truth. I'm being factual. Go and trace the family. This is what happened. Most of the land that we sell is not that the first set of people that bought it or owned it bought it, they did not buy it. One of the things that I discovered from my research is people migrate. It is migration. Go and find out from our forefathers. It is migration. There are some certain set of people that just migrate to a particular place. Once they migrate to that particular location, they pitch their tents at that location. They start building huts. Do we know what is huts? I think. Thank you. Someone is giving us a very good definition of a hut. A hut that you just build that people live inside and they use all these plantations to build it. So that is how we started. Once they settle at that location, what happens is by the time they are living there 1, 2, 3 years, it becomes the family member of that location. So anybody that wants to come and buy land there, you have to consult them. All those people, all those families that have migrated to that particular location. That is how real estate started. You can go and do your research. Before it goes to this stage that their children they are now exposed. They are now selling land as if some people don't have any other work. That is their work. They sell land as if let me quickly share my experience before I move to the other point. There was a place in most of us know the place in Canaan land, opposite Winners. Directly opposite. Some 10, 12 years ago, I bought a land there. Then I was doing my own business. I have a computer school. I have money. So money wasn't my problem. I would have traveled there. They invited me, I think, 3 times in South Africa for training. Because I was also doing an online forest training there. I was training people and people were making it. So they invited me for training for a particular institution for me to come and head the school, the forest company there, and I was owning my computer. So I was not perturbed. I was not I want to go and see in South Africa. I think Nigeria is better. So I was feeling that things would be better in Nigeria. I didn't go. I also had the invitation in Cyprus that those white guys came to Nigeria, they want to set up, they wanted me to go back there and go for training and come and establish it. I didn't also go. Because then, the economy was still fair, it was balanced. It wasn't as challenging as this now. So when I understand that all these people over there, that they have a purpose, then let me quickly conclude my story. The land that I bought it just for, I think 150 or 200,000. I still have the receipt up to today. As time we have it, the owner that sold it to me actually sold it to like 3 other persons after me. So when I got to the land, I was asking that I want to do something on the land. So they said, no, that they have sold it to another person. I did not come after 3 months. That they will move me to the other place. That was how we were doing it, and at the end of the day, these guys were killing themselves because of land. So it got to a stage that I said, it is when there is life that there is hope. So I had to run for my life that time. I left the location. And fast forward, I now remember that those days there were no real estate company as such. If there had been real estate, I would have gotten a lot of land and killed it. I now realize that some of the things that were missing then, the knowledge I didn't know then, was I should have done my deed of assignment. I would have done my survey and some other document that I will do that I have owned a land. But at the end of the day, I lost those locations because I wasn't knowledgeable and I did not know anything about land. So that was how I lost those locations. Now, the purpose of these deeds, let me just educate us. I think that is the first stage of ownership in real estate. Deed of assignment is the first stage. That is a document that a lawyer prepares between you and your partner. Something that will tell you that you people have done transaction. Let me put it in our own language so that we can understand. Something that will show that you have done a transaction with a third party, that I transfer so money to this person in exchange of 100 acres of land. That's the first step. Let's go to the next one. We are moving fast. Contract of sales. Very, very important. Contract of sales is also similar to deed of assignment. Something that shows, for example, if Zenith City wants to sell land to, what's your name? Mr. Richard wants to buy 1 acre of Mowe in Zenith City. We will give him a contract of sales that he will sign, that he has transacted a business with Zenith City, 1 acre of land in Mowe. He will sign his own part, we will sign our own part. So he can go about and be dancing that, yes, I own a property. At least that is the first stage. The law backs it. Now let me tell you something about the deed of assignment and the contract of sale. The deed of assignment is a particular legal seal that is on it that the law backs, but there is nothing to show for it, both legally and transaction wise. The next one, please. Now, before I move to the next point, there is something that we call deed of. We have this deed of assignment and deed of. What's the second one? Can someone tell me? We have 2 deeds. Deed of assignment and deed of what? Who can tell us? Nobody can tell us. Miss Mary.
I give you S.
Eh?
Like give them S.
So yeah, someone wants to give us SO. What is the second one? Tell us the SO, Mr. Joshua. The second one, so that I'll move quickly. What is the second one? Tell us.
Like give them.
Give them now. I'm giving you the. Go ahead.
We have deed of assignment. We have deed of agreement.
Thank you. We have deed of assignment and deed of agreement. Okay. So this is the difference. Deed of assignment is the one that is assigned to land. It's for land. It's a document for land. While deed of agreement is for investment. Please note this thing. Don't let people turn your head. When you talk of deed of an agreement, it's an agreement between you, a company, and a client. That someone is having an investment. We call it buyback. When you buy, Mr. Paul spoke about land banking. Then when you buy land for a long time and you want to do an investment, those are the documents that you will get. You won't get deed of assignment, you get deed of agreement. It's very, very important you know the difference so that people will not cheat you. Okay, the next slide. After contract of sales. Yes, deed of conveyance. Wow, this is very, very important for us. For most of us that maybe your parents has a building you want to sell, this is transfer of ownership. That is just the name. That is simple conveyance. Take from Mr. A to Mr. B. So that is what it simply means. Instead of conveyance, you transfer your ownership from someone to another. Probably Mr. Richard wants to sell his house now. He wants to travel to the UK, and then some of the document that a major document that you need is that. So you transfer to Miss, what was your name, ma? Abigail. Miss Abigail wants to buy Mr. Richard's house now. So we transfer Mr. Richard's property to Miss Abigail. So we will do the transaction with the help of a lawyer. So you can see that in real estate, the legal practitioners are very, very important to us. Without them, we can't do real estate successfully. So next one please. Let's run. Certificate of occupancy. Wow. I guess so many of us we know C of O. We've been hearing C of O, C of O, C of O. Virtually all of us. But the main thing about C of O is C of O is not the lifetime ownership. It's one of the best, it's one of the valuable, but it's not a lifetime ownership. It runs for 99 years. Go and check on the lawyers. It runs for 99 years. Now let me share a secret for us. I'm not supposed to tell us, I'm going to tell us because of the platform we have. Now, you know, most people, when they want to sell a house, the house that their parents has built, probably they know that that house remains like maybe he has spent 95 years and it remains 4 years. If you are not wise, they will sell the house to you and you will be the one that will face that music after 4 or 5 years. And they will sell it for you intentionally. Why? Because they know that the lifespan of that land is remaining just 5 years. That is the secret of why people are selling land. I'm just being factual to us so that we learn. When you want to buy a house, one of the things you will check is tell a lawyer to help you check their documents, their status of their C of O is very important. If they check it for you, and you know that it is 5 years, you know either you should buy the land or you should run away. But you buy it, you face the music of renewal. And renewal takes a lot of process in real estate. It's not something that is instant. It takes a long process. So I want us to know all these documents. They are very, very important. And they differ. They can come and patronize us. It's something that people will love. So it's also an advantage for us to sell land to make money. Someone just made like close to $500,000 last week selling some of our land in Italy. Just like that. That's the first time we make sales. He's our neighbor. He just told our neighbor that you might think talent say me I don't sell am. He just joined us not more than 2 weeks. He said Martin talent say and those ones just because they trusted her. That was the end. They see the deal, we took them to the side and they paid instantly. That is how easy real estate is. People buy you first before they buy sentences. And for us in electricity, we are trustworthy. So that is one of the things that we can get. Now, deed of assignment, I said that is the first. The next one that you can do, those deed of assignment, sales of contract, freehold, they are on the same level. We attend the same primary school, the three of us, we are on the same level. Please note, the next page is land survey. So I want to do it that way so that some of us, I will ask the question at the end of the day so that you will learn. The next thing is survey. How do we mean survey? The reason is that once you do your deed of assignment, the company will help you or you want to help yourself, you get you a surveyor. A surveyor does survey. He helps you to do what we call coordinates that shows the cardinal of the location, the north, east, west. There is a software that they use to show it. It will show you every information about that land, the address of the land, the family that owns it, everything you will get to know. That is why this document is very, very important. And it's in 2 phases. It is not, I did not type it here because it's something that is personal. It's a lecture on its own that people pay for. One of the things that you notice that we have a registered survey and non-registered survey. Most real estate use non-registered for survey in the name of perimeter fencing, in the name of so many things. All those things are not registered survey. So we have registered survey and non-registered survey. The secret is this: how do you know a register survey? We call it red copy. Please note, we call it red copy. That red copy, how do you get it? Where do you get it? Two ways. You can either talk to a surveyor, or you go to the Ministry of Land, tell them you want to get the register survey. They will either refer you to a surveyor of their own, or they ask you where. So they process the survey for you. The surveyor will go to the land, you will survey the land, see the location that is for you, you will carve it out, and they will capture it and take it for process at the Ministry of Land. And there is something that we call chart. When they chart that land at the Ministry of Survey, they will know that that land is not having problem. There is no governors wahala there. There is no onílẹ̀ wahala. They will know from that survey. That's one of the things that I tell my clients. Once you do your bid, the next thing is to do your survey. It gives you 50-60% less of mind of land ownership. It's one of the best documents that you can get that will still give you a land ownership. So some of these things I'm telling us are some of the things that people will not tell you. You get to the Ministry of Land, you chart your land, you will be surprised that you see the location of the land at their system. You see there the location, the family that owns the land. Now when you do your survey, let me tell us the difference now. The company has a general survey. For example, Zenith has a survey for all its locations. Are you getting me? That is under Zenith Hill City. Now moving forward, after you have done your deed of assignment, we will advise you to do your own survey. How do we mean? That survey, you take it to a surveyor, or we help you to do it. They will now bring out this survey under your name. For example, Mr. Richard have bought 1 acre from us now. After we process his survey with some amount that he will pay, the documents will now be written, Mr. Richard has 1 acre, 6 plots under his name. Mr. Richard owns so land, and it has been processed at the survey. So you have your survey that you are the real owner of 6 plots. That is very, very important. Now moving forward, after this survey, we now move to either processing your certificate of occupancy. Can you see the arrangement now? C of O, which is like the most valuable, but still it's not most valuable. For us to know that it is God that owns every land. It's 99 years. I hope we get the process now. After C of O, what do we have again? What do we have after C of O? Can someone tell us what do we have after C of O? There is something that we also have again that is not here. Let me just give us. We call it R of O, right of ownership. This is apportioned to you by right. Probably a minister, a governor, a president. That is what they will give you, right of ownership, or the one that I'm going to. Let's move to the other ones, the other slide at the back. This is where we stop, Abi. All right. So I've given us the arrangement now for the document. I will tell us the other two that are very, very advanced at the end of the slide. Now we have what we call excision. Excision is something that, like we said, yeah, they exercise a particular function for an individual or a family. Okay, this is majorly used on the island. It's very, very important. Most of the time when you go to island and you want to buy land, most of their document is excision in progress. That means the government are trying to give them that particular location. They want to excise it from the whole lot, because we believe that the island, government owns most of the island, so they want to excise some part of it for you. so that if you go and be selling it, you are on your own o. But once you get this excision, I remember when we want to buy a land at Lekki, it took us like close to 8 months or 1 year before our excision came out. And with that, we have even been selling the land before the excision came. But we were telling our client that excision in progress. We did not tell them that the excision is out. So when the excision came out, the land was 1.5. The day that the excision came out, the land rose to 3.8 million. You know why? Because the document is out. It is the document that we buy, not the location or the building. Okay, please note that. The moment the excision comes out, or any building that has C of O, the prices differs from all other document, all other properties that do not have C of O. So that is the next one. Please, Gazette. This is very, very important. It's like a ledger. All of us will know ledger. This ledger is found in the Ministry of Land, where there are some land that will be gazetted for you. It will be in that record, in their ledger, that so 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 location is gazetted to Miss Abigail o, so that nobody can compete it with you. Nobody, because government has backed it up. That is what we call gazette. These are some of the language that some people don't understand in real estate. So that is what we mean by gazette. The next one, very quickly, because my time is up. Thank you very much. I think like I promised us, some of the things that are beyond C of O that I've said, this is one of it. When they say governor's consent, let me explain to us briefly. If I have a land that is 99 years old now as at today, and I want to renew it, if I happen to have a connection with the governor, do you know I can write a letter to him that my land has elapsed, it's now 99 years, and I have connection with the governor. The governor can offer what we call governor's consent. That gives me a room that I own the land forever. That is just the truth. So it will not expire in 99 years again. You have some buildings like that. You know, we have some government buildings that they give people that probably they went for Olympic. They said they want to give them in some place in Abuja. That is it. It has governor's consent. Those places you can't take it from them again. They will just issue them governor's consent on the name of Mr. Richard and Miss Abigail. So with that, you are good to go, and there is no any there is no one that will come and fight your land that na me get no. That one do not happen. I think that is the last slide. And do we have any questions?